So, which technology you required? I mean,
No, I just wanted to know. I was curious to know the what are the technology you're teaching. Yeah,
oh, okay. No worries.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Okay. So, hi, Leela Krishna. Good evening.
Yeah,
Okay.
hi, Pavan.
Hi, Krishna. So, good evening. So, how did you feel like yesterday in the first class?
Yeah, it's good actually. That's what required for me actually.
Mhm.
I'm a fresher and I was into API automation project for now. I was assigned to API automation where I was using Visual Studio and GitHub integrated into that. So I just wanted to know the branching strategy and raising PR request, pulling and pushing the code to remote repositories. So I think this will be useful for me.
Okay, that's really great thing from your end. Okay.
Yeah.
I think few of them need to join, right? Vijay, and again Ramesh. Those three guys are missing out there. All right. So anyway, meanwhile, we'll discuss yesterday what we did. So quick recap of yesterday's class. Okay. So in the notepad, just I will be keep on texting that what we discussed yesterday. Okay. Just in the study yesterday 24th, right? So yeah, yesterday first class of demo session. The quick recap. We understood. Okay. Point number one, we understood completely what is source code management. We understood source code management tool, also known as a version control system, many more things, right? And again, the second thing we understood, we created, okay, we downloaded and again installed Git in our local system, and again local Windows system. And again, third one, created GitHub account. And again, fourth one, differentiation, differentiation, differentiation of Git and again GitHub. We understood, right? So Git is a client-based tool, and again, it is a command line tool. GitHub is nothing but remote repository tool, right? That's the one thing. Then what is the next point we discussed? And again, created repository, created repo, and pushed to the remote area, right? And also understood. So we also discussed about local repo and remote repo, right? And one of the very important point we discussed about what is it? Three stages of a Git, right? Three stages of a Git and few commands in the Git. Is it clear, right? This is what yesterday we did. Okay. And again, where are the next one? Okay. Hi, Vijay. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. So, and again, few commands in the Git we practiced. Then again, after that, what we planned? Any idea? So, yesterday's first class of demo session, this is what we discussed. I feel is, are we left like anything? Am I right? Okay.
And why green, why red, and
Yes,
life
exactly.
cycle, working space, indexing, and committing area. That is what also
Yeah.
just.
Life cycle of Git. Okay. Then again, stages of Git also we discussed. Stages of Git. That's what I know. Red to green, and again committing area. This is the major thing we discussed. Then apart from this,
And then there's a git command, a git pull, git push, commit, and fetch.
exactly git pull, git push, git status, git status, and again after that, git what is it? Add command. And again after that, Git.
Your voice is not audible properly for me.
Now it is okay. Now it is okay. Now it is okay, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think the background noise will be there. Okay. So these are the main thing we discussed. Git, pull, push, git. Okay. And again, how to initialize the repository? What is the command? Git init is a command, right? So these are the many more commands we have seen. Like this video, have 40 to 50 commands. That going forward, we can see in this today's class, or else regularly when we attend the session with practically, we can see that more in depth. Fine. This is what we discussed yesterday. Now in this today's session, also we also understood git configuration command, right? Git configuration command, how to set up the configuration, right? This is the git configurations, all these things. So now, anyway, when we start in the live practical classes, we can start from the beginning. No worries there. But meanwhile, in the demo sessions also, we can practice this one, okay? Now, in this second day session, so that's the first day. This is the second day. Second day session, what we are planning? We can plan, first thing, we can plan authentication. Authentication again, authorization. Authentication and again authorization. This is what we can discuss. So now yesterday we did with what exactly? Username and password wise, right? So today we can see with SSH keys, right? And again personal access tokens, we can see this today. So these are the two things we can see. And again the later point, how to host a website in GitHub page. We can understand. Then again, how to create a repository. How to create a repository in GUI mode. We can understand. And what is readme.md file? Why we need all these things we can understand. Then again, so enter when we create a repository settings we can understand. Okay, repository settings we can understand. Enter in. Then again we can understand branching. What is branch? And again branching strategies. Branch and again branching strategies, right? Then again we can also understand what is PR. I mean pull request. PR is nothing but pull request. Anyway, all this also we can do in the practical classes. So pull request, right? This is the one thing we can do. Next. Next, after that, quickly we can understand. Also, we can understand GitHub actions. GitHub actions we can understand, okay? And again, also we can create one pipeline. One pipeline we can create. Sample pipeline we can create. Or else one pipeline we can create. So this is what today in this session we can discuss on this point. Is it clear, right? Authentication, again, authorizations, username and password, SSH keys, PAID is nothing but personal access token. Personal access tokens. So this is what we need to store. And again, how to host a website in GitHub pages, how to create a repository in GUI mode, and again, what is readme.md file, why we need all these things, okay? And again, also we can understand git ignore. So now, not like this. Going forward, we can do in depth in this demo session. This is fun. Is it clear, right? Anyone? Nikhil,
Okay.
Govind, Leela Krishna, Vijay
Clear,
Kumar.
clear.
Okay, so can we start now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's what, okay. Now, authentication authorization, that is a very important point, right? See in the GitHub repository, when we go to the GitHub repository, so please don't mind, there is a number of pages will be there here. Okay, thank you. So this is what in this today's session we are discussing this one. Just a minute. Okay, this is what yesterday we did. Right. So perfect. So now I will take one of the Git repository. So this is my GitHub repository here. This is my GitHub repository. This is my account. And also we understood yesterday there is one of the major point, right? So what is that major point we discussed? Very important point we left it out. So what is it? Any idea? We understood and created. What is it? Organization, right?
Yes.
Organizations, right? In specific organizations, what is settings, what is read permissions, write permissions, everything we can see in the later in the live classes. Right. So the first one, authentication authorizations. This is what we need to do now. Username and password mode, we already did. And again, SSH case, PAT, we should do now. So what is this exactly? So now what I'll do, I'll be creating one of the repository. Quickly, I'll show. This is a repository. And now I'm going to create one new repository. So this is what I can say, Jan 2026. Okay, Jan 26. I think my keyboard is a little bit problem. Okay, fine. Jan 6, we can make it out. The repository name. And you can choose visibility. Either it is a public, either it is a private. So I want public now. Had readme. Now, yesterday we did without adme file, right? So now what I will do, again, today also I will do had readme file without this had readme file, how it looks, okay? And you can create a repository. Simple. Create a repository. See, now in this case, this is the entire dashboard. In this entire dashboard, when we create a repository, issues, pull requests, actions, projects, wiki, security, insights, settings. So all this will be available in the specific repository. So we need to understand very clearly that GitHub repository settings are very different, and again the account settings are different, right? So when we need to use the account settings, when we need to use the repository settings, we need to understand in clearly in the going forward, right? So we'll discuss after this first repository pushing to the remote area. Now we'll get back. So now here see, there is, yesterday we did pushing HTTPS wise. If there is a SSH, how we can push? So today we can see this, okay? Both I'll show. First thing HTTPS, okay? Now HTTPS means username and password. SSH means public key and again private key authentication method. There is a asymmetric keys, right? So now we'll go with like username and password mode, first thing. Now it is telling that, so you should run all these commands here, right? So -m, small m is nothing but message for the commit. Hyphen capital M is nothing but modify. Hyphen EU is nothing but upstream of the which repository we are pushing. And again now origin is nothing but, so it is a very confusion point in the GitHub repository. What is origin? Origin is nothing but the URL of the repository is called as a origin. What is the origin? Origin is called as a URL of the repository. Is it clear, right, everyone?
Yes.
What is
Pawan,
origin?
yeah. Pawan, can you please plug in your power cord? I think it is battery is low.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll do that. Just give me like 10 minutes.
Thank
I
you.
think I'm outside in my cab actually. Once I reach, I'll do that. Okay. Fine. So perfect. So now,
ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾರೆ ಕಲರ್ ಅದ
ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಗ ಒಂದು ಹಾಫ್ ಅನ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. So this is one thing. Now we can do this one. Okay. Now get back to this. We know this bash, right? So what is this bash? Whenever we install Git, that downloaded and you can install this called as a Git bash. This is a command line tool. Now what I will do. So what is the Linux? See, what is the Git? Who founded Git? Linus Torvald. Who developed and again founder of the operating system of Linux. That guy is a founder of this Linus Torvald. So for this Git. Now, very first thing. So now I want to understand PWD because this Git bash is running with all the Linux commands. So now also I will go to the Git desktop, enter. So now what I will do, clear mkdir GitHub demo session 2. GitHub, okay, my numerical keyboards is not working. Fine. GitHub demo, cd GitHub demo. And again, inside this, we can also make one more repository, one more folder. I want like, folder structure wise, mkdir and practice. Okay. Lab 1. Okay. Enter. So now we can run the command tree. So tree is not there anyway. Next cd lab 1. Inside this, what is the command to install the Git repository? What is the command to install the Git repository? Any idea? So the command is git init. Init is nothing but initialization.
Initialization.
Exactly. This is the first command. Now, whenever we run this command init, the entire repository will be installed. So that is called as a, when we run the command ls-a, so git folder will be there. Whenever we run the command git init, it will be initializing the .git repository. And again, inside this, head file, configuration file, description file, and again hooks folder, information folder, objects reference. So this will understand in the live classes. No need to worry about this. So this is very important configuration stuff we required. So whatever the username and password, everything will be stored in the config file. Whatever the commits will be happened, everything will be stored in the objects. And again, references, all the branch references will be stored here. And again, the information of the complete entire repository. And again, hooks, webhook integrations, everything will be displayed here. So going forward, we'll see in detail what exactly. Okay. So we'll understand what is at later point. Okay. Now in this case, now I want to create one of the folder or else one of the file. Enter. So now I don't have anything here. So by default branch in the, whenever we create a repository in the command line, the default branch is master. Whenever we create a repository in the GUI mode, the default branch is main branch. So right, both are same. But when we push from the local repository to the remote repository, the branches should be in the same name. That is a very important thing for especially to push the main branch for the first time. Right now, I can create one of the file touch nitin.python file, and again also I can create one more file at a time. I can create a multiple files, and again I can do this t govind.py file, and again vijay.xml file, and again who is the next? Then okay, Leela.java file. So I can write a content here. Hi, welcome to the local repo. Simple content. Okay. Enter, Control C. So now we can see the 4 files will be created. One is Nitin, second one is Vijay, third one is Leela, fourth one is Govind. Now we can see the display. Cat Nitin, nothing content. If I see this Govindu, the same content. Cat Leela, the same content. Cat Vijay, the same content. So that is the magic of the T command. T is a command. Now no need to learn the commands. Just I'm explaining this T. T is a command. At a time we can create a files, and again we can write a content in all the files at a time. So this is one thing. Now we need to understand the stages of a Git. So we know that 3 stages of Git, right? So first one is working directory. How to check whether we are in working directory or staging area or committing area? So that is what very important. That is what is the command? Git status. Git status is a command where we can run to identify whether we are in working directory or staging area. Working directory is also called as a unmodified area or else untracked area, right? So staging area is also called as a indexing area or modified area. And again, committing area is also called as a local repository, right? So now what is the command to check whether we are in working directory or staging area? Git status, right? That is the second command. Now I need to move to this staging area. How to do this command? Git add. So if I want to push to the staging area, you can copy it like only one file. So copy this like this, only one file. Git add Govindu. So now only one file is staging area, push to staging area. If you want to check, we can check like this. See, Govind is only one file, it is in staging area. The rest are in working directory. So if you want to push again all the files at a time, git add dot, enter. So now all the 4 files in the staging area. Git status. Is it clear, right, everyone? From red to green.
Yes. Oh, and I have a question here. In
Yes,
my
please.
office, laptops are given, but we will not be given permission admin rights on our laptops. We will not be allowed to download or install any other software. In that case, what should we do?
Okay, so please raise a ticket and you can come get the access permission from the admin team. They will install this Git tool. No worries.
No, I mean, the office security does not allow. In that case, should we have a jump server, or how do we use it within our team?
So to practice this Git,
No, no. In real time, if I say we are not allowed to install any Git or any software on laptops, so in that case, should we use a jump server
yeah, you can
or
practice in jump server. Basically, that jump server is
or a
to connect to
VDI?
the, sorry.
or virtual desktop VDI?
Yeah, they will also provide you VDI also. And again, generally jump server we use to connect private machines through the jump server. Okay. In the jump server also, they have a few internet connections. You can download there and again you can practice it. That jump server, if it is a Linux machine, then again you should run in the Linux commands.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, fine. Are we good to understand this staging area, right? Now, I want to commit, git commit. So before this commit, I want to check whether it is configured with which username. Git config hyphen one line, sorry. Git config hyphen list. We can run this command. So it will show that, okay, this is what the repository, this is my username. It has been added here, right? So now I need to re-establish. How to do this? Git, again, one more time, git config hyphen global, what is that username, right? User dot email. So user dot email is, I'm not sure which email here. So which user? Okay, the user is Vishwasiso. Take it out to it. I think the email is also vishwa.ciso Gmail. Keyboard is the biggest. Gmail.com and double quote, enter. Perfect. Next, git config hyphen global user dot name. So what is the username? Vishwa CISO. Enter. Now, so you can check this git config hyphen list. So in this case, this is a stuff. Okay. Now, I want to commit. Git commit hyphen name is a message. This is my first commit. Enter. So now you can check git status. Nothing is there. Everything is clean. Now I need to push to here. So for that pushing, first it is telling that you have to rename the branch from the master branch to main branch. So this is what it is indicating. Then again after that you can push to this area. So now I can copy this area, copy, then you can go back. So now what is the branch here? How to check which branch? Git branch. You can run the command. It will show by default master. Here also it will show master. Here also it will show master. So now I want to rename git branch hyphen capital M. I want to rename to main branch. So now after that the branch has been renamed. You can check it out here. See, master branch to main branch, it has been renamed with this command. Now where we are pushing, for that we need to check with this command git remote hyphen v. Right now for which repository we are configured, where we configured, right now it is empty. Now I need to push to here. So for that I have copied that remote repository. I'm pasting here. Sorry, I think again get back to here. So copy this. So here please understand, git remote hyphen v is a command to check with which repository we configured to push. So right now I'm taking this one. Origin, what is the origin? Origin is nothing but the URL of a repository. So please understand this concept. Now copy this. Next, git. Okay, I have copied this command, right? Anyway, right click, the paste it. So this is a command. Git remote add origin HTTPS, right? Now I'm pushing here. Perfect. So now we can run the same command. Where we are pushing, it will shows that. So earlier when we run this command, there is no repository is configured to push which location we are pushing. But here we are able to, first we are adapted and it can be said that we have to push to this repository. This is what we configured it here. So now after that I ran this command. Whenever I run the git push command, where we are pushing, this is what this location is showing. Now, git push hyphen u upstream origin is a URL of the link and again main. So I'm going to push now. So now it is telling that, okay, origin is a spelling mistake. Enter. Now it is pushing. See, then now a repository is pushed. So now just you can reload. Enter. See, now it is pushed. This is a one area. Now again, get back to other repository. We'll create a one more repository quickly. Okay, go back to here. One more repository, new repository. And again, now Jan 66. Now I will be adding now I don't want to add again one more time GitHub read, okay? Create a repository. Now I need to push to here this repository link. Copy this link. Copy this link. Now see, if I run this command, git remote -v, this is the area we are pushing. But I need to push to this area. See, Vishwas ISO Jan 6, it's a older repo. But now I created the new repo. I want to push to here. How to push? So for that, what you should do? For that, git remote set-url. You should change the name. Set-url origin. Then again, you should run this command. Enter. So meanwhile, how much you have to remove? From here to here, you can remove. Next, enter. See, now it is renaming. Now, if you run the command, git remote -v. See, earlier it is Vishwas ISO Jan 6. Now it is, I ran this command. For the first time, you can add git remote add. The second time, you need to add git remote set-url. We are resetting the URL to push this one. And again, now I am pushing to this area. So now if I run the command git push -u origin main, it will be pushing. Clear, right? So now if I go back and again, if I check here, just refresh it. So now again, it has been pushed here. Is it clear, right, everyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now I want to create one more file. So now let me check here. Okay. Let it take it. The second repository is also done. I will take one more repository. I'll create one more repository. Create a new repository.
Can
Now
we
I'm making,
upload? Sorry to interrupt. Can you upload any type of file extension in
yes,
Git?
any type of file extensions you can upload it. So Jan 666. Now I can create a repository again, one more time. So now I did HTTPS. Now I'm taking SSH. See, please remember this SSH. What I'll do, I'll copy this one. I'll copy, enter. Now SSH. See, earlier it is HTTPS, username and password. By default, it is configured in my previous system. So that's why the same username and again password, it has been taken. But now, see now, git remote -v, where we are pushing to this area. Now I need to push to git remote set-url origin. And again, please remember this one. This is a very important point. In the real-time scenario, we will be using the keys. So now I am pushing to this location. Now it will throw error. See? Now I'll show git remote -v. It is telling that it is configured as a git at GitHub. I mean, this is a Linux machine. We are pushing to the via public key and again private key method. Okay. Now git, simply I will run the command git push -u origin main. So now it is telling it will not push. Is it clear, right?
Sir, I could not understand why it is coming error here.
Yes, I'll show this. Because we used SSH, right? We used SSH, git at GitHub. So now how to push? It is denying, the permission is denying because it doesn't have the public key here. I mean, public key, it doesn't have in the repository. So what is this public key and again private key? Anyone, any idea about this? Any idea? Asymmetric keys. See, please remember this. We should understand this concept very thoroughly. See, right now in the market, how blockchain cryptocurrency it is running with the help of keys. Symmetric keys, the same key. Asymmetric keys is public and again private key. In the real-time scenario, no one will use this username and password. Everyone will use public key and again private key, right? So public key. So this is a encryptions method. So what it is telling that, okay, we can show, okay, like this, fine. Public key. See, right now, sender in my local machine, I'm a sender. GitHub is a remote repository. We are trying to push username and password, that is passing. But now we are trying to push as a public and again private key method, but there is no keys. That is what it is telling, that we need to generate public key and again private key. Private key should be kept in our local machine. Public key should be kept in the remote area. This is what that means. Okay. See, in this case, is it clear, right, everyone? Hello.
So we have changed that from HTTP to other protocol, then it is asking for the
Exactly.
key. Okay. So
Sir,
in real time
yesterday,
scenario, we are using this
This
method.
type. Yes, because username and password anyone can theft, but this case no one can do this any kind of data leakage.
Okay. When we generate this key, it has any validation or it, and can you please maybe in further you can explain on that, and
Yeah, the
how two keys will be, who will be owning the two keys? Mostly the current, what I mean to say, we do not have uh, Git repository owned by the organization, and we are the users connect to the Git repository and get the, what I meant to say, we have we make a future request branch and we start working on that, and we may push on onto the main branch. That kind of scenario, how we can work on that. That can be, so that is what one scenario we can, you can explain what is going on there. Yeah,
sure. Who is asking this question? Vijay, right?
Vijay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Vijay, right? In the real-time scenario, we use public key and again private key. The entire organization will be kept in the specific repositories only. Okay. Now, in this case, now I'll show that how to generate this public key and again private key. Public key we use for encryptions. Private key we use for decryptions. Okay. Now, private key will be kept in our local machines. Public key will be kept in the remote repositories. So for that, how to develop and again how to generate this one. Okay. Now, in this case, see here, please understand everyone. Where is my repository?
sir, also I noticed one thing, sir. Yesterday, when we were trying to push that particular the code to the main branch, it was asking for the credentials. But right now, when you tried, it didn't ask you for the when like for the credentials, sir.
Yes, that is a good point because already the credentials are conferred in my local system. So that's why.
Okay, okay.
If you are the new user in the Git, right? After
Mm-hmm.
completion of my lab, I'll make you to share the system. If it is the first time for you, it will ask the prompting for the username and password.
Okay, okay, got it.
Where is the key? Where is my repository there? Okay, see, this is one thing. I have taken the SSH keys, right? So that's why we need to understand repository settings are different. Now we need to go to the account settings. See, in this account settings, click on this account settings. Click on this account settings. See, here it comes SSH and again JPG keys. If you click on this, so already one key is there. That was in my Mac system, my other Mac system we are using. So that is one key is added here. Now I will be adding one more key. Okay. So for that, first I need keys. How to generate keys? SSH key gen. So before that, we need to identify the which path we are generating. So this is one thing. SSH key gen. So now in this case, it is telling that this key will be storing into the users Vishwa Alegoda.ssh ID. This is a path it is generating. Enter. Now it is asking that already key is existing. Do you need to overwrite? Yes. And again, it is telling that I'm overwriting the key. Enter. Do enter. Enter. If you want for generating the keys, make it out the password. I don't want anything now. Just enter. Now the key has been generated. And again, where it is stored, this storage location is this area. So we need to go to here, copy, and again dot dot. So go to the users, user Vishwa Alegoda, and again in this case, which location here again? The location is .ssh. See, .ssh, .ssh. Okay, today's file. What is the today's date? 25/1. See, this is a file. So we need to identify the public key. So go back here, open this public key, open with Notepad. I'll show how public key will looks and again how private key will be looks. See, this is a private key. It will show the private key like this. Private key will be stored in our local machine. Public key will be pushed into the remote repository. So now see, this is a public key. So it is telling that Vishwa Alegoda's laptop, this is a public key. So I think it is visible, right, everyone? Copy this key, and again go back to here inside, and again go back to the repository, and again here add new SSH key, and again now I can give this demo keys, and again authentication key, right? Now I don't want to use any signing key. You can give the any key type. Authentication key type is fine. Just paste the public key. So this is my public key. Add SSH keys. Oh my God, it is asking the password. I forgot the password, but still I will try to remember. My keyboard is again problem. For that, Vishwa, not Vishwa, I think. Okay, so the password is correct, I think. Superb. Luckily, see now key is added. Just go back to this bash, enter. So now earlier we are getting error, right? So this is what we got error here. It is telling that it is not happening because keys are not available in the public key in the remote area. So now I can run the simple command. So now you can see it will be pushing successfully. See, it is pushed, right? So public key is kept in the remote repository. Private key will be available in my local machine. So now go back here, just refresh the repository. Go back to the repositories area. Repository, see, Jan 666. The new files are came here. Is it clear, right? Any idea? Any confusions now till now? Are we clear, right? Leela, Govind, Nitin, Vijay?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I need to understand this one. So what scenario when these keys will be generated? Because in if any new employee, any new user is connected to the repository, or so because if we have when we when we are connecting to this one, and these two keys, uh, one key we have generated, another key private key will be how this will be work.
See, in the real-time scenario, we use for secure communication between pushing the code from your local area to remote area. That's it. That is the main purpose we use,
Okay.
rather than username and password.
Okay.
Secure communication.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Pavan, recently I did that in my project actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong or right. So I did added SSH key and I pasted that SSH key in my GitHub account, and then I started syncing the repo.
Yes, yeah,
So it allowed. So
exactly.
is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly. That is a secure way of communication.
Yep. All good. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. True, right?
So Pawan, even if this is for a private one, internal company.
So this is for internal company also. We will do the same thing like this.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
Clear, right?
Yeah. Yes. Clear, Pavan. Yeah.
Sir, just one ask, like I'm not sure this is the right question or not. Right now, you have created this Jan 666 repository with using the SSH. Okay. So tomorrow, if anyone, a new member joins my team and he wants to work on this particular repository and he creates a new branch from this particular repository and creates a new file. So again, he has to use the same SSH password, like that particular key to push that code, or it will
No.
automatically taken.
Super. Great question. Good question. But for each and every user need to authenticate securely. So that's why everyone need to create a keys, public key, private key, and again this should store it in the specific repository.
Okay. So I mean that new person has to create a new
Key.
he needs to follow the same steps again for his own action, right?
Exactly. You should do the same action. That is the one case. Or
Okay.
else, if you're a trusted developer, I
Uh-huh.
can share my private key to him also. No need to worry. He can push with the same key.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's depending upon the company policies.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Right? So, right. Clear, right? Any questions now? No? Till now?
No, sir. Yeah.
Perfect. So now what I will do, see here, again, I will be creating one more repository because I want to make it like authentication again. Authorization is a very important step for any user. Okay. Because many of the developers, many of the experienced guys, they'll be facing this issue. Jan, 66 double. Okay. Now I can take it out. 777 number. Okay. My keyboard is not working perfectly. I can take 6666. Okay. Now in this case, again, I will do one more create repository. Okay. Again, I will do one more repository. Now at this time, I will not take this SSH keys. Now I will go with pad tokens. Copy this, either username and password. Let me know. I want to know this error. Okay. Copy this. Now, so it is configured with git remote -v. Now I want to rename this repository. How to rename? How to reset? Git remote -set URL. Enter. I mean origin. Origin is nothing but URL of the repository. Paste it here. Enter. That's it. So now we can recheck. Now it is again. Now we can try to put git push -u origin main. Enter. Now we should throw error. Okay, it is not throwing error because still the same username and password is configured. So where it is configured in my local system, secrets. So you can check that secret credentials. Secret credentials. Okay, let's open this one. Credentials manager. In this credentials manager, by default, see Windows credentials. See here, I'm using like PGC. This is what GitHub HTTPS. It is configured. It is configured in the July. So that's why it is not asking this one. And again, this is my password here. I don't know what password I have given. But if I remove this, it won't again trigger it. So better what I can do, GitHub, git push. But okay, let it remove. No worries. Remove. If we remove also fine, or else we can. Okay, fine. We can remove this one. So remove now. Now we'll do one thing. We'll create one more file. Okay. Touch Vishwa. Sorry. Touch Ishwari dot Python. Enter. Next again, git status, working area, git add dot staging area. And again, now finally, git commit, second commit. Now we can do, so git status, everything is clean. Now we can do git push -u origin main. That is also fine. Now it will throw the error because there is no credentials, right? It should throw the error. Is it clear, right? So now it is asking here, sign in with browser. But now I don't want to do this sign in with browser. Now I can go with the tokens wise. This token, I'll show tokens how to pass in GUI mode also, how to set up in command line mode also. Okay. Now first let it go with pad tokens. So go back to the pad. How to go here? See here settings. See, please remember that repository settings are different. Account setting is different because we are pushing the complete code to the repository which is available in specific organization of the specific account, right? So that's why go to settings, my accounts. See, in this case, we already seen SSH. In live practical classes, we can understand GPG keys. Why we need to use GPG keys, in what purpose we need to use, why we are using exactly in the real-time scenario. That is what very important GPG keys, okay? Now, we'll go back to understand developer settings. In this developer settings, I'll show all this in the practical classes. What is GitHub apps, how to configure the GitHub apps, and again, OAuth apps, everything we'll see later, okay? Now, personal tokens. in this personal token, we can take either classic way, either with fine grained. So I will go with like token. So in this case, generate new tokens, generate a new token with a fine grained repo scoped or else fine for general use. So anything is fine. I can go with like a general use cases. Now it is telling that any name we can give. So yes, right? Okay. So now this token will be expired like after 90 days or 30 days, anything is fine. Now I can give all the permissions repo, workflow, all the permissions I want to give. Okay. Workflow, write workspaces, delete, admin, admin public, admin, and again guest, and again notifications user, delete repository, write, admin, audit log, code space, copilot, write space, project, admin, admin, generate token. Okay. Now the token is generating. So this is a token. Copy this token. Just copy this token. Next again, go back here. What is it is popping? Just paste it here. Sign in. Now the token is signed in. And again, now it is pushed. You can check here. See, it is by default, it is pushed now. Earlier it was not pushing. Now it is pushing. So which repository it is pushed? Which repository? Whatever the repository we set here, the repository we did setting. This is a new repository, 6666. Go back here. Just we can refresh to the, okay, now this one only. Settings, organization. Then you can go back. Okay, now need to go about the organization. Okay, repository. See, Jan 6666. It came, right? The new file with issue.py Python file. Clear, right?
So it is mandatory to maintain this particular token with us, right?
Yeah, that depending upon your authentication type, which they do policies maintenance in the company, in the specific team.
And is it a possible way if we forgot to maintain this particular token, so generating a new token won't impact my current repositories or the same steps we need to follow, that credits window, delete, and then again?
Yeah, either you can do that also, or else you can keep it out this token permanently in your specific repository also.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So there is a command you can go to check like this also. See, git config hyphen global credentials helper store. You can keep it out here, right? So in this case, we can store it out here. But git config, you can list it out. Git config hyphen list. By default, anyway, that you can list the commands there.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
Fine, right? Any confusion still now? How to set the specific repository for pad tokens, everything we can see in the classes. Any confusion still now? So now what I'll do, I'll be creating one more file, touch, again, Parvati.python file, enter. So now I can run with one line command, git add. Okay, this one is not working. Git commit, -m, dot commit. Okay. Now if you push, git push, -u, origin, main. So now it is asking here, the token. Okay, token is already we added, right? That's fine, no worries. Is it clear, right? Any confusion still now? See, if you want, again, I'll show that. I'll remove, okay, I don't want to remove the token. It is a big again. Is it clear up to here? Any confusions? Leela, Nikhil, Govindu, Vijay.
Clear, sir.
Clear.
Clear? Okay. Now, so what we discussed and again what we written here. So we did like authentication like pad personal access tokens, authorizations, right? And again I need to show like GitHub readme MD file. Okay. So now in this case, MD file, the second step we can take it out here only. So okay, we'll create one more repository. A repository, new repository. Again I can make it out. Jan 777 is not coming. Okay, 65 I can make it out. So now I'll be adding the readme file. If I add the readme file, create a repository, by default repository will come like this. See, by default repository will come like this. In this, I can create one more file, create a file. Let's example. I want one folder also, demo2 folder, demo folder. And again, in this case, Ishwari dot example Python file. And again here, hi, welcome, simple, commit directly to this main branch. Yes, commit. So this is a, see now in this case, demo by default I created. Now if you want to clone here, see copy this either with GitHub CLI, we can do this one like this, GH repo, either with HTTPS we can do, either with SSH we can do. I can go with like HTTPS also fine. Copy this. Now in this case, go back here. So readme file, if we had the readme.md file there only, the repository is by default it is created. Now in this case, I'll be creating one more repository, mkdir lab2, enter, cd lab2, enter. So now in this case, git clone, copy this and again paste it. So now it is cloning the repository. See now the repository, whatever they have given the repository, it looks like this. Jan 65. Is it clear, right? So that is what, when we create a repository, readme.md file, if we had, by default repository is created there. Is it clear? Any confusions? Then again, we can clone like this. That is the difference between readme.md. And again, in this case, in this readme.md file, whatever the contents, if I write here, so like example, if I write the content, oh, my keyboard is issue. Okay. This is a readme.md file. Just close this like this, commit. We can write any HTML code here. So to make it out like more visible format, like this it will come. Is it clear, right? So if I want, I can use any one of the AI tool to generate this one. Once again. Okay. We are learning about readme.md file. Why readme.md file we use in the GitHub repository? To show our folder what we are having a code, and again also what exactly this repository will do. Everything we can describe, and again we can do this one. Okay, we're learning about GitHub read, and we created few folders and few files to explain this entire GitHub repository what we are doing. Okay, so write in your own imagination about my repository in graphical and more stylish, and also labels, pass, fail, links, many more. Just for sample. So I'll show how it looks in the real-time scenario. Okay, we'll write it out this one. See, in this case, badges, icons, emojis, folder tree, pass, fail status, links section, everything it looks like this. Okay.
Good evening.
So in this case, we can take it out like this. Okay. Download this readme.md file. It will be given the complete structure. Let me take it out. Is it clear, right?
Pavan, in Office in real time, is there any standard that we need to follow?
Yes, yes. So we should follow the specific standards. How they are using the real-time scenario, we should see, and again we should practice. But anyway, we can run in this way only, no worries. So I'll show this also. So this is a readme.md file. I can copy this entire code, copy this code, and I'll show in this, where is this repository? Okay, we'll go back. You can write it down, again you can paste it out. See, what is the git readme.md file? This, it will shows the entire, this it will shows what this repository is doing, what is this code is doing. Everything it will be written like this. See, this is what it looks like this. Demo. So when we run this command, see, suppose if we go to this, the file looks like this. See, now we should add the status active, eld, passing, platform, Linux, Windows, right? Licenses. This is what we should write it out. So right. So docs, Linux, scripts, backup.sh, Docker file, learning process, like quick Linux. So like this, we should be writing in the real-time scenario, GitHub readme.md file. So what is the GitHub readme.md file? This it will shows this complete repository, what it contains, and again what it is doing, what the exact code is available here. This is what it shows like this. Is it clear, right, everyone?
Yes, Pavan.
Govindu, Nikhil, Vijay, and again someone we lost, Leela. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
right. Okay, so off for today, and I will join next week. Thanks, Pawan. Please share me the recordings for today. Fine, no worries. I think Leela is dropping. Right. So are we good for here, right? So in this today's session, any confusions? Right. This is what readme.md file, right? Repository settings also we have seen. Now how to host a website in the GitHub pages. Now very simple area. I will ask again the same chat GPT. Give me the one content, okay? Uh, Give me the good HTML file. Should look more graphics. I need to host website in. I need to host website in GitHub pages. So now it is giving the content. Now let it be park here. So how to host a website. So now I will be taking the new repository in this case. Go to the new repository. Again, Jan 65. Go back to one more repository. New repository. In this case, what I can do, Jan 67. Okay, 555 we can make it out. Jan 555. I'll be adding this GitHub readme. I don't want to push and again pull everywhere here. So now I want to show here, okay? Now in this case, go to the settings. See, this is the repository settings. We should go here. And again, you see here, GitHub pages. See, account settings are different. Repository settings are different. We'll understand what is collaborators, modern options, branches, tags, rules, actions, models, everything in the live practical classes, okay? Now again, pages. Now I need to host a website. GitHub pages, deploy from a branch. Yes, deploy from a branch. Before that, I need a one HTML file. So for that, download HTML file. It is there. Upload. We can write a content here. I'll open this one. Meanwhile, I want to copy this content. Edit with Notepad. I'll copy this content, the HTML page. Minimize. Now I'll go back to the repository. Before that, what I can do, I want to create one file. The file name is index.html file. Paste the content here. Commit. Same repository, same branch. Now index.html file is available. Settings. Now I need to go back to the pages. Deploy from a branch, main branch or GitHub actions, anything we can do. Today in the class, we can go with a branch. And again, what is the branch name? Main branch. And again, what is the folder? By default, it is a root folder. After the documentation, we can give that path also. Fine, but this is save. Now I'm saving this one. And again, in next classes, how to buy custom domain name, Like example, www.nikhil.com, govinda.com, vijay.com, leela.com, ramesh.com, vijay.com, many more, right? So this is what we can do. Now deploy from a branch. Fine. So now we hosted. Just refresh the content. Refresh the content. It will take like some couple of minutes to host this website. Okay, so we can. Now we can refresh. Okay, see, now website is hosted. Just click on this or unpublish or visit site. See, the website looks like this. Clear, right?